Hello everybody! Welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot second since I've been consistent in making videos or sharing content or talking about my art. It feels that way to me. Something that has happened in my personal life that is very significant is that I got accepted to an animation program. I had a dream school in mind because I really did like the animation program at that school, and very grateful that I got in! Woo! Wow, aren't you proud of me, mother? To be accepted to this animation program, I had to submit a portfolio, and I had to specify what kind of animation, and I specified 2D animation as being my portfolio's basis. For this school, there was a set of requirements or guidelines regarding what needs to be included in your portfolio. Like, I couldn't just put anything I wanted into it. I had to include figure drawings, perspective drawings, anatomy, animals, architecture, quick sketches, final illustrations, character designs, and personal artwork that I felt represented me. I'll pop it up on screen of like all of the things that specifically were noted for me to include. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I know that I did include all of those things in my portfolio. Without further ado, gamers, artists, fartists, fellow silly gooses, let us get into my accepted 2D animation BFA portfolio. Woo! The first piece in my 2D animation portfolio was a piece I created to introduce myself to the program administrators. I wanted to give the people who were looking at my portfolio an idea of who I was. So I made sure that the very first piece that they saw was me. The piece is titled, "Hello, it's me," and it was drawn in Procreate. I drew this in May of last 2024, and here is my description. The artist behind the artwork. Me. I'm Kate, an artist with a desire to make art my career. I aspire to meet and connect with fellow artists, learn, improve, and ultimately glorify the Lord with my passions. I think when you're making your portfolio where you're being judged or assessed, try to include your own personality or like share about your life as a person, because number one, it's not only showing you as an artist, but it's showcasing you as an individual and whether or not these administrators think that you as a person would fit into the program. So in that scenario, I think sharing about yourself through your artwork is very important. It gives them a sense of your identity, your personality, your ability, everything. So don't just submit like pictures of like life drawings, because when you're capturing life, there's not much individuality or personality in it when you're literally just capturing life. Share about yourself. Try to put yourself out there. Incorporate you as a person into the artwork and pieces you include. You do have to showcase your technical studied side, but be authentic as well. The second piece of my portfolio is called Figs. Anybody? Figs is short for figures, by the way. These are all traditional figure drawings done in pen, felt tip pen, and micron pen. These were all completed in a number of different months and years, but most of these were done in 2023, and a lot of them did capture like events or interests in my life during that time. And this is my piece's description. A couple sketchbooks ago, I dedicated myself to figure drawing and consistently doing life studies. Here's a few highlights. It's a blend of both in-person people and references found online. So that was Figs. Again, Figs Anyone was showcasing figure drawing. The third piece in my portfolio is called The Art of Dance. Through high school, not only do I have a passion for art, but I also kind of put effort and time into my passion of dance as well. I don't really showcase it because it's not a passion that I feel the need to ever make content about. If anything, I've kind of reeled it back to just something personal to me. I have done dance since I was a sophomore in high school to a senior in high school. I mainly did hip hop, but over the summer of 2024, I took classes in pretty much a buttload of genres. Like, I just experimented a lot, and I grew a lot, and I met so many people. So that summer was very impactful for me, and I kind of took photos of them, digitized them, and then categorized them all together because I drew individual thank you cards for each of my dance teachers that I had that summer. These are not even all of them, but they're some of my favorites that I thought showcased life drawing and anatomy. This was completed on July 24th, 2024, and this is my piece's official description. I adore drawing, but dance is another form of art that I have much love for. This past summer, I took dance intensives and drew thank you cards for every teacher I had the pleasure of learning from. So yeah, this piece just means a lot to me personally, just because it represents such an emotional, impactful time of my life. And that's pretty cool. That's also something I think you should be capturing and sharing, is that I, as an artist, capture and share those special moments of my life through my artwork. The next piece is called Figured I Draw Figures. Again, I'm trying to be a little bit silly, a little bit creative with all of my pieces' titles and descriptions, again, so that the administration people could get a grasp of my personality and who I am, like outside of just being an artist, you know, because artists are more than their artwork. We need to keep reminding ourselves of that, I think. This was drawn in November 2024. There's some older figs, but I look back on these and I really like it. Like, I wanted to include it in my portfolio because I look at these figs and I still like them a lot. The official description of this piece is drawing what you see, not what you think you see. A concept I was truly trying to hammer down during this time, not defaulting to simple shape, but capturing things true to life. And if you have not heard that saying before, it makes a huge difference. If you're relying on your own brain to figure out what something looks like, you're kind of not doing yourself any favors. That's why you need to take something at face value and capture it from life when you're trying to draw, because that's when you'll see actual realism likeness. Let us go to the next piece, guys. Let us go. This next piece is called Heads Up, because I drew a lot of skulls. So, like, heads up. Get it? Ha 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 ha. I know you're laughing. Anyways, again, these were all traditional drawings done with micron pen and watercolor, and this was completed June 9th of 2024. And this is my piece's official description. Skulls. The structure of any human head. During this time, I was feeling dissatisfied with my head proportioning, so I went back to the fundamentals. After drawing the skull, I went and I drew faces, applying what I had just studied. Again, that is a process I would recommend. If you're struggling with a certain part of anatomy, study the skeletal structure of it, then do life studies of said structure you studied. Essentially, rank up your drawing mileage, do a bajillion studies, and never stop doing studies. That is how you stay sharp and stay improving. Aw, I like this next piece because it's just a little bit more recent than some of the other ones I showed, and I kind of have a happy feeling surrounding it, but I'll talk about it in a sec. The title of this piece is called Why the Long Face? This was done in micron pens and in Posca paint marker, for the background mainly. This was done October 20th, 2024, and this is the piece's official description. Direct pen drawing with the intention of capturing facial features accurately to the model. Yeah, so I was using a felt tip pen. I don't know why I wrote micron. That was incorrect. But they'll never know that. So I was drawing in pen, looking at references of faces, and I drew these faces in particular because at the time I was not consistently life drawing at all, and I was getting really down on myself because I knew that my skills were degrading. So I went on Pinterest, I found a picture of a person who has the same face, but in 2 different angles. I just drew it. And then after I drew it, I was like, oh, maybe I'm not trash. I don't know. So I kind of associate like a relief, like a feeling of relief when I look at this is because I was harboring a feeling inside of me of I'm getting worse at this. But then when I actually went and I drew it and I made a product that I liked, I was like, huh, you know what? Maybe things are not that bad. Maybe everything is okay. I don't know. Whatever, man. Anyways, on to the next piece. I know you're excited, because I surely am. It's titled Drawing the Dreaded, drawn in micron pen, highlighter, and water-based marker. This was done August 15th, 2023, and this is the piece's official description. A page dedicated to what most artists dread, hands and feet. Some are my own hand, as I drew with one hand while referencing the other. If you're showing people in an art program that you're not afraid to tackle things that are difficult, that shows perseverance. And that shows that you're willing to work hard to achieve greatness. That got a little philosophical, but I think it's true. And that is why I really tried, you know, showing hands and feet. Feet are funky. How do you draw feet? Fingers are super silly and strangely shaped. They're weird to draw, but if you continue at it, you'll only go up from there. So never be afraid to do what is difficult, because only good will come from it. This next piece, I'm a little mixed feelings. I won't get into it. This piece is called Barely Any Deer. Get it? Cause I drew bear and deer? Oh my god. Listen, sometimes my humor is cringe, but to be cringe is to be free, and to be cringe is to be me. So let me live my life, and I'll let you live yours. I'm taking this as a personal attack. I don't even know what you, the viewer, are thinking ever. So, anyways, gamers. This is traditional, drawn in micron pen, felt tip pen, and Posca paint marker and highlighter. This was completed on November 3rd, 2024. And this is my piece's official description. Both bear and deer are 2 animals I think I'd gain a lot of mileage from studying. Learning their skeletal structures and unique anatomy will help me to translate that into stylization. I'm talking like an animator, guys. Anyways, this next piece is called Reach Up, Superstar. And it's kind of an homage to the song Jump Up, Superstar from Super Mario Odyssey. I think throughout all of high school, Jump Up, Superstar, the song that Paulina sings, has kind of been like my little anthem of like, there is joy and happiness in life, I just have to choose to accept it. Again, a little bit deep, but that's kind of the reasoning behind that name. But also because the figure is like literally like reaching up, so if you know, you know. It is a digital piece drawn in Procreate, and it was completed November 11th, 2024. And this is the description of the piece. An anatomy study with the goal of showing perspective from a top-down angle. Very simple, but you know, I think it shows my skills in digital art as well as anatomy and realism, so it's fun. This next piece, I still like this drawing. This drawing I'm about to show you, I'm still proud of. And the title of this piece is That's Captain Jack Sparrow, Savvy. I like Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm not obsessed, but like every year, I do rewatch the main trilogy. I think during this time, I had to rewatch the movies again, which is weird because as I'm recording, I'm currently doing that right now. I'm so predictable. Again, this is a portrait drawn in Procreate. It was completed May 11th, 2024, and here's the piece's official description. A portrait with the intention of capturing likeness. Most people know what Jack Sparrow looks like. Hence, it is easily readable as him. On the contrary, it'd be easy to spot if the portrait wasn't quite accurate. Talking like an animator over here, talking like an animator. Trying to showcase that I can capture things accurately and capturing likeness. I still like this drawing, as I mentioned. I think Jack Sparrow is just a fun character design, if you can call it that. I don't know, but I don't know. Jack is great. Jack is great. Next piece. Also, this next piece has some very tame artistic nudity, but if you wish to avoid it, here is a timestamp for you. The title of this piece is Artists Supporting the Arts. It's traditional with micron pen and watercolor, completed April 18th, 2024. Here is the piece's official description. The top is filled with architectural studies with the aim of making it feel like a nostalgic storybook, having an illustrative feel. The bottom is a collection of pen sketches I did while at the High Museum of Art. I sat and drew several statues, people around the museum, and a building across the street. This page holds so many fond memories for me. So top sketches are kind of fairy tale looking houses, but also some like beachy looking houses. I don't think I talk about this a lot, but I love beaches and tropical and warm climate settings. Mainly because I do not live in a setting like that, but I kind of romanticize it in my mind. It's just something I'm very fond of, so I was kind of drawing that just to show like my heart's love for the tropical vibe. And then the life drawings at the museum, I went to the High Museum of Art and I really wanted to make a point to draw while I was at the art museum, because when you're in such a place that's a celebration of creativity, and especially throughout history and through individuals and the impact it has in the world, it makes you feel like, wow, I want to do that too. Especially me, like I want to do that with my life. I want to be a creative and is able to, find fulfillment and success in it. I don't know, I just really put forth the effort to make art while I was there. This next piece is one that I like too. It's called Overgrown. It's a traditional drawing that I digitized, and it was done on micron pen and watercolor. It was completed September 17th, 2024. And the description of the piece is, in art, I aim to be as versatile as possible. I studied complicated architecture with various angles and perspective, an attempt to push myself. And again, if you show, even if it's not good, but if you're showing that you're willing to push yourself and do things that you're not comfortable with and draw a variety of things or try a variety of things, that also is something I think is very valuable in a portfolio, is again showing that you have the passion, you have the ambition, you have the drive to push yourself. Going out of your comfort zone, that is something I think we as humans try to avoid at all costs, pretty much. But I think as artists especially, we need to embrace that. We need to challenge, we need to meet it head on and be ready and willing to be new, versatile, challenging ourselves, doing things we're uncomfortable or unfamiliar with. That shows resilience and strength and resilient creativity. And that's also something I think they look for in upcoming animation students specifically. So that's my little 2 cents. Anyways, oh, this piece. This is like top 3 for me because I associate such a strong feeling with it. Art is emotional, and it's emotional to me. When I make a piece that makes myself emotional, I think I've succeeded. And this is one of those pieces. The title is A Dreamy Night. It is drawn digitally in Procreate, and it was completed October 20th, 2024. This is the piece's official description. The classic street corner drawing. I played around with both the colors and textures of this piece, which really helped to achieve the look I was aiming for. Like, this is supposed to be like you in a dream or revisiting a memory that now feels like a dream because you're looking at it through rose-tinted glasses and romanticized in your mind, nostalgic and longing for a time past or a time you once lived. I don't know, that was kind of kind of the inspiration behind me drawing this specific piece. Whether it connects with you in that way or not, if it connects to you in a different way, that's also unique, and that's also equally as valid. So, yeah. This is a piece I made to showcase character design. I do not think I am a strong character designer. I think of all the years I've been drawing, I've learned that I don't think character design is my specific passion, even though I do love drawing, you know, characters and figures. I just don't think it's naturally my knack. I feel like maybe I'm more of a concept artist, visual development girly, if you know what I mean. But these were some character designs. Last summer, I kind of wanted to attempt making an animatic of a potential short film, and it was just too ambitious because I could never commit enough time to it because I was just busy. But the short I was thinking about revolved around two characters, being Petal and Gran. Petal would be our main character, and Gran would be the secondary main character, and it would focus on how much of an impact Petal's grandma has left on her life. And that's also a very deep thing. I think I was a little too big in my britches for such like a big topic, but it's still a concept I have, and I still hope to use it someday. But the title of this piece is simply called Petal. It was drawn digitally in Procreate, completed August 19th, 2024, and the description is called Summer 2024, I started brainstorming an animated short. Though I couldn't complete the project, I had fun designing the two main characters, Petal and her gran. Story would follow Petal and her realization of the profound impact her grandmother left on her life. So yeah, that was my little story that I got to share a little snippet of. Again, hopefully while I'm in animation school, I get to do something with Petal because, I don't know, I want to explore a more emotional side to my art that I've kind of touched on, but I feel like I still haven't fully explored, you know? And then this is my final piece of my 2D animation portfolio. Another thing that they were looking for was, could you match the style of an animated show? Could you be on model? So, a while back, I had created a character that would exist in Lacka-daisy. If you don't know what Lacka-daisy is, it's a webcomic turned indie animated series. It's here on YouTube, so please go give it a watch. Lacka-daisy is amazing, it's great, it's beautiful. So, not long after the Lacka-daisy's pilot was released, I made my own self-insert Lacka-cat character. The title of this piece is called Lacka-cat, drawn digitally in Procreate and completed October 2023. Here is the official description. A style study / imitation of Lacka-daisy, the animated pilot style. I attempted to design a character that would match the show's style and design conventions, creating a character that would fit in to the Lacka-daisy universe. And believe it or not, just like that, that is my completed 2D animation portfolio that got accepted. And you may be thinking, of all the portfolios you've seen online, this one is maybe not the most impressive. But I applied to an animation program that has steadily been increasing the amount of applicants and the amount of people that they actually accept into the program is way smaller than the people who apply. So I didn't think I would be accepted. I genuinely thought that was a possibility and that I would have to find another route for myself, whether it was pursuing art or not. But to my surprise, it has a very low acceptance rate and such a selective, prestigious group of people. I got accepted. And I'm super grateful. And honestly, if I could help give advice that got me accepted into my animation program that could potentially help you on your art journey, that's incredible. And if you're looking to go to an animation school or go to an animation program, like myself, I wish you all the luck. Listen to the advice of artists. Like, truly, listen. You can learn so much. Also keep in mind that your worth is not determined by your artwork. Like, don't measure your worth as a human being on that. And if you don't get accepted to your dream animation program, don't let that destroy your life, because you are more than your artwork. And it's very important that you remember that. It's incredibly important that I remember that. And yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. It's been a hot second, like I mentioned, but I'm glad that I got to share this with you. Again, good luck if you're also applying to art schools, whether now or next year or soon. You got this. You got this. And I'll see you all later. Bye-bye, gamers. I'm out of here. Bye.